Hello everyone, coming back to you with another reading. So I decided to just stick to two different kinds of cards. I really like the moon cards for just a little bit of general insight, and then the tarot cards for tarot reasons. So last time I did 3 separate readings, which I will do again with tarot and moon, and I did a past, present, future. Now I was looking up some types of spreads, tarot card spreads. This time I've decided to do a 3 card spread again. So situation, obstacle, advice. I will probably forget this, so I will need to check. So yes, I will be doing 3 different readings. Situation, obstacle, forgotten already. Situation, obstacle, advice. So I hope that will be good. I've seen many different sort of readings. I'm just sort of getting a feel for the cards right now, not on a specific anything yet. But yes, if you are very familiar with tarot, let me know what sort of readings or reading you'd be interested to see. I know that some people just sort of lay out a few cards and go by what they're feeling, but I think you're supposed to set an intention. So we set the intention that we have situation, obstacle, advice. So, and then just for the moon, we can do specific guidance, or we'll just do a daily read. I think you can, if there's something, you would like to seek guidance for, then, well, you should be thinking of that now. So before we jump on into the colors, before we jump on into the numbers of the different readings, I'd like for you to just sort of set your intentions. Take a couple of deep breaths as you think of the situation that you would like some advice on. Think of something that's maybe been an obstacle for you lately. Think of what you would like to happen in the future, and perhaps by revealing the situation and the obstacle, it will be a little bit more clear for you. So as you take your deep breaths in and out, I'd like you to think of a number between 1 and 3. So even though I'm doing a read for you guys, I have a number. I'm just going to write it down actually. I have a number that is my own reading. I will sort of add that on at the very end and let you know if it's kind of what I'm thinking for myself right now. So, have you thought of your situation or your number? Okay, I'm gonna jump right into number 1. Okay, number 1, I would like for you to put your full intention into the card. I know you were having a little think before, but let me feel your energies. Good? Okay. Okay, so as before, I'm just going to shuffle, see what jumps out. No. Like I was like, maybe. I think we've got to maybe do a little bit of turning to, oh, that guy wanted to come out. Okay. Sorry, that was me trying to shove them back together. Oh, not that one. Although, that one did jump out after all. So, if you recall last time, I'm gonna do, this is card number 1, this is number 2, this is number 3, and flip them this way, so this will actually be right side up for you. They're really jumping all over the place. There we go. So your 3 cards, and I'm just gonna grab your green card too. So these don't go upside down, they just have like one single reading on them. You're obviously not seeking your guidance right now because, there we go, that one decided to finally come out. Okay, so we have your 3 cards here. Your first card is your situation card. Knight of Cups. Now, I have had a knight pop up for me in a previous reading, and I'm not entirely sure if it was the Knight of Cups, but this card, the knight that I had before, was definitely, wow, it's really windy outside, was definitely more of an obstacle in a situation. So knight is usually a young man or a young masculine energy in a person's life. It could be you, or it could be someone that you know, even if you're not male. Like I said, it could be the masculine energy within you. So we have upright, meaning the amiable Knight of Cups possesses dreamy ambition and has fond feelings towards you, and his arrival in a reading can predict offers, proposals, new relationships, or friends. However, he may not be as action-driven as he first appears, so you could find yourself questioning exactly what he is offering you. And that's a very interesting situation card. So this is someone, seems to be not you, who is offering you something, a new relationship, an offer, like a job offer, maybe just, like maybe a business offer, like a partnership or something. Maybe he's just someone who's popped into your life that wants to be your friend or more than your friend. But he may not be as action driven. So your situation with the his proposal sort of hanging in the air. You're like, maybe you're deciding whether or not to accept because, you know, he's maybe a bit of a procrastinator, maybe he's all talk, maybe you're just a little skeptical of him. And so that's your situation. Something is just like out there and you're not entirely sure if it is right for you. Perhaps it's not even a person, maybe it's something involved with a man, or if it's a job offer, maybe the man that's offering you the job, you're a little bit unsure of exactly how you'll fit into the situation. Now, your middle card is your obstacle card. While this seems like an obstacle, it's definitely a situation. So, Two of Swords. So your obstacle is the Two of Swords. A temporary impasse. A time to pause and reconsider your options. Although the card can be considered neutral, there may be frustration and indecision. A common meaning in readings is procrastination. If this applies to you, take a logical look at your situation, then make the best decision you can and move forward. So it's very interesting that that is your obstacle card, because you have your situation, your person that maybe isn't quite what they seem, or have the offer that is not quite what it seems. And then you have your impasse where you're considering. So maybe this is where you are just now. You've had this offer or this something that's popped into your life and you're like, oh, you know. And maybe it seemed good to begin with and you're like, oh, okay. But then something's happened. You've seen maybe that this person is a bit of a flake, or that this company isn't quite what it seemed on the outside. And so you're pausing. You're reconsidering your options. Maybe you're at a bit, well, it says you're at an impasse, a temporary impasse. So that, remember, this is the card that jumped out and I wasn't sure. This card can be considered neutral, but it may be indecision, and I wasn't sure about putting it down, but this actually seems like the perfect card. So we have your offer, your indecision, and now hopefully we have a good outcome. I'm just thinking that it's probably going to be like the Hanged Man or something. Oh, we have the King of Wands. We have gone from a knight and we have upgraded to a king. So he's on the last page. The dynamic king is a great communicator, passionate about people and ideas. A free spirit, he may be a traveller or entrepreneur, living life as he chooses. He may be fiery and ego-driven, but he does have a maturity and insight that wins him many friends. As a situation, we had situation, now we're at I've forgotten already. Situation, obstacle, advice, which all tarot should be taken as advice. It should not be, hey, quit your job because tarot told you to. So as a situation, he brings protection, energy, and a determination to succeed. So we had our proposal that wasn't what it seemed. We have our indecision, but in the end, we have our king. So protection, energy, a determination to succeed. So perhaps you've had your offer that wasn't what it seemed, and you've had your indecision, but now you're like, I'm determined. So perhaps this indecision, this procrastination, you just sort of progress from that. You maybe think, oh, well, maybe, this wasn't what it seemed. Or maybe you think, well, actually, this, with a little bit of guidance, this person could, we could make magic together. Or, I could help build this person up and we can build our empire. Or oh, perhaps he was a little immature on that date, but you know, maybe it's just that he was nervous or something like that. So you've made your decision after a little bit of procrastination. It's been a very interesting reading. I've not done this before. First ones, you were very lucky, I suppose. But it seems to be a very good spread. I mean, it is quite similar, I would say, to past, present, future, but like, you know, this is what happened, this is what's happening now, and then this is what will happen. So I can see that, but especially when it comes to sort of, like, this one seems to be, it could be career, it could be, you know, relationship, so quite interesting. So to supplement, or perhaps something completely different, we have your moon card. So we have blue moon. Oh. Now is a powerful time to set long-term goals and sow seeds for the future. Well, I would say that definitely supplements your reading. Yes, okay, you're maybe at your impasse, but maybe this should really be here. I think that's been a pretty solid reading, group 1. Sometimes I'm honestly amazed at how the cards actually fit together. These 3 seem to have completely. So yes, recap your proposal or your offer, your indecision, procrastination. You set your long-term goals and sow seeds for the future, where you become a king. Or where you meet a king, you make a king from a knight. You know, maybe. And your determination to succeed, it says. So now is a powerful time to set your goals and sow seeds for the future. So you've got your succeed. And yeah, he may be traveler or entrepreneur. So as I said, it could be a business thing. Before I even flipped this over, said it could be like a business partnership. Maybe you're a YouTuber and maybe you've been sort of wandering around on your horse looking for someone to do a collab with, and hey, there he is. But yeah, anyway, maybe just getting a little silly now. But that was your reading, group number 1. I hope that you enjoyed it. You were not the group that I chose for myself. That was group number 3. Hope you enjoyed. Oh. Group number 2. I'm just going to shuffle these so really quickly before you set your intentions, because obviously group number 1 just have these cards. There we go. So, a little tiny shuffle before you to commune with the cards and to set your intentions. Have tarot deck here, oops, the moon deck here. I will shuffle that right now also because they're thinking that it's time for them, but no, not yet. Also, how gorgeous is this? I say that every time, and I will say that every time because it is. Okay. I'll just pop these to the side. I haven't touched them. I'll keep them there so you know. Okay, so we have situation, obstacle, advice. Let's see what your situation is, group 2. I think this one wanted to come out. What do you think? Okay, obstacle. This is obviously... These cards were not hanging around for you, group number 2. You obviously set your intentions well. Okay, moon cards. Group 1 had a bit of a struggle with the moon cards coming out for them. But no, I think you were on it today. So, card number 1. So we have situation, obstacle, advice. No. Situation, judgment. Very interesting. So, interesting to also note that I opened it like 2 pages before judgment. Okay, so our keywords are conclusions, rewards, second chances, and evidence. So this is not the meaning yet, but a little descriptor. An angel blows a trumpet, the call of the last judgment, numbered XX20, which is the penultimate card of the tarot sequence. It represents the final summing up of events before the advent of the world, card 21. So a second chance, an opportunity to put right any previous wrongs and to make amends. Use this opportunity wisely as you're being offered a way to spiritually reinvent yourself. You may also be rewarded financially for past efforts, leading to opportunities for progress in a new enterprise. With the benefit of hindsight and experience, you will succeed a second time around. So a situation has presented itself to you again for a second time. A second chance, an opportunity to put right any previous wrongs, an opportunity to make amends. This could be with a friend, with a romantic liaison. Although always remember that if you broke up with them the first time, there was a reason. So always keep that in mind. That may be your obstacle card, but keep that in mind. But sometimes something has just slipped through your fingers. Maybe it's been wrong timing. Maybe it's been because of health issues, mental health, physical health. So basically the situation is you have been offered, or you will be offered, a second chance at something. Very interesting. So card number 2, your obstacle. 9 of Cups. Very interesting that a cup card is an obstacle. So we have the excitement of new friends, brilliant social events, infectious good humor, and successful or new intimate relationships. Stimulating exchange brings about excellent communication, expression, and creativity. This card reveals vitality, security, and even a dream come true. See, what is that about? A cup card being interesting for an obstacle. So you've been given a second chance at something, and then amazing things happen. You know, social events, infectious good humor, successful or new intimate relationships, excellent communication, expression, creativity. Vitality, security, a dream come true. Why is that an obstacle? Perhaps you're the sort of person that when something nice is happening, you're waiting for the other shoe to drop. And I say this from experience, I am this person. So perhaps that is your own obstacle. Your own obstacle is perhaps your own self-doubt. You know, you're questioning your own self-worth. Like, why is this happening? Like, why am I getting all these good things? What is going to happen next? Or maybe it's like all these social events and all these social things that are happening, and maybe your second chance had something to do with work as opposed to your social event or your social life. So maybe that's detracting a little from work, or maybe you're connecting too well with someone from work, and that's maybe a problem for HR, you know. Either way, it's been 2 pretty interesting and good cards for your first reading. Queen of Swords. If you're a lady, this could be you. So Queen of Swords. This intelligent, gifted woman is protective of those around her, quick to praise and challenge. In a reading, she represents a firm ally, although she will ultimately put her own interests first. She often denotes a single parent or a strong, independent woman in or out of a relationship. So she represents a firm ally. So perhaps this is someone you work with. If this was a works chance and you've got, you know, maybe you're, like I said a second ago, your new relationship from work, this lady is an ally for you in this relationship, perhaps defending you with her sword against the HR people. But she will put her own interests first, so perhaps the obstacle and all the good things that the supposed obstacle brings, then you share all your good news with this person who is an ally, but maybe doesn't have your best interests at heart. And maybe you're thinking, well, maybe she should be the obstacle, but I think that these things just lead you to, become friends with this woman or like interact with her. But as it says, she is protective of those around her. So she will be protective of you, although ultimately put her own interests first. I'm very interested because I'm thinking, yes, this person is your ally, but perhaps, as they say, you love yourself first. You choose yourself first. You are your own ally. So, as I said before, Queen can represent yourself if you are a woman, if you have strong feminine energy. So maybe these things have just shaped you and you are realizing that now, hey, the second chance worked for me. Hey, these social relationships and events worked for me. Now I have to remain the queen. I have to remain that person that puts myself first. Not the person that dithered the first time I was offered this amazing opportunity. I hope dither isn't just a Scottish word. It seems a very Scottish word. Faft. I think that's also quite a Scottish word. This person who second guessed the chance the first time it came around, kind of thing. So yeah, interesting reading. Can be interpreted in many ways. I think that you will know which resonates best with you because of your situation card. Because of the second chance, you will know what the second chance is, who it is, where it's coming from, and therefore will be able to more easily work out what these cards mean to you. Okay, so we have your moon card, which could give you the same message or a completely different one. Wolf, beware. So perhaps this is letting you know about your obstacle. Beware of letting your wilder instincts spin out of control. So perhaps this is in relation to your obstacle card. Also, how pretty is this? Gorgeous. So perhaps this goes hand in hand. Maybe this social event, maybe this relationship, friendship, maybe it's a big social relationship. Perhaps it's a big social event and, you let loose, you have a few drinks, but perhaps you have a few too many. And that is where your obstacle comes in. Or it could just be that, you're too excited, because this mentions about excitement and things. Perhaps you're too excited and you need to sort of restrain yourself a little, maybe show a little bit of composure, particularly if this was a job opportunity. But you will probably know what your own wilder instincts are
because they're different for everyone. Someone's wild instinct might be jumping out of out of an airplane, skydiving, not, safely jumping out of an airplane. Or for someone it might just be, going on a date or something. So, which could be your second chance with your loved one kind of thing. But yes, hopefully this resonated with you in some way. And number 2 was not the number that I chose for my own reading. I chose number 3. So if you want to find out what my reading is when I find out, then tune in to number 3. Okay, number 3, I'm putting my own intentions into these cards along with you, because number 3 is the number that popped into my head when I was sort of taking deep breaths with everyone earlier. So I'm probably just as interested as you are to see what's happening. So we have not put our intentions into the cards yet, but interestingly, we would have had the star to begin with, which is number 17. So her reading, we haven't set our intentions yet, but maybe this is you, standing here with me, setting your intentions. A new start and wonderful new energy and opportunities surround you. This is a fortuitous card for those starting out on projects or relationships, as it indicates a brilliant combination of conscious and unconscious creativity. This is shown on the card by water flowing onto the ground and into the pool. On a practical level, it indicates that you feel energized emotionally and physically, ready to make your dreams a reality. Sorry, that card kind of went over there as I read. But interestingly, this is you right now preparing for the reading. As it says, it is a combination of conscious and unconscious creativity. Indicates that you feel energized emotionally and physically, ready to make your dreams a reality. Are you ready with me to make, I'll keep star on the top, why not, since we already resonate with her. Okay, so have a think with the star in mind, if you wish, about what your intentions are. Remember, the reading we are doing is situation, obstacle, advice. So have a little think about which situation you would like advice on. Okay, I don't know about you, but I got one. And then have a little shuffle of this one first, because the old card was on the top. Group number 2's card was on the top. So pop your intentions in here too. I just sort of repeated my intentions. Pop them there. Okay, here we go, group number 3. A lot of these cards are right way up, which means that they will not be right way up when we read them. So again, I'm going to set them this way, 1, 2, 3, to face me. And also for you to see. I have set the camera that way this time. I think last time I set it upside down. See, this card was coming out. That is our situation card. Obstacle. This guy wanted to come out too. That was a quick shuffle. Group 2 was a quick shuffle, but you were also a quick shuffle. So have our 3 tarot cards. Now we just need our moon card. Nope, that's flat in the end. So, oh, apologies, I was shuffling kind of out of shot. Okay, we got 2. We're the only one that's gotten 2 thus far. Pop them here. So we have, I'll put them actually on either end. So the time is right for seeking new opportunities is our new moon card. And then we have our owl card, which says, a crisis will allow you to look into yourself and make an important revelation. I love the animal cards. I think they're so pretty on this one. So, our situation. Well, very interesting, shall we say. Number 13, death. Keywords: change, endings, renewal. The death card in a tarot reading is not to be feared. On some tarot decks, he appears as the archetypical Grim Reaper, enough to tinge a reading with unfounded negativity. Death is numbered 13, which is associated with bad luck. But the card generally shows the ending of a particular cycle or situation so that new order and life ensues. Here the ritual of death is depicted as the forces of nature at work. For every tree that dies, another grows in its place. So, meaning of this card and our reading, our situation: the ending of a cycle of events so that a new phase can begin. Letting go of past pain, old ways, and associations allows you to embrace the next phase of your life wholeheartedly. Knowing that this deep change is necessary brings truth, realization, and release. Great opportunities await. So there you go. Well, we flipped it over and we're like, oh dear. Or at least I was. I don't know about you. I know that death means change, thankfully, in tarot. But it's still daunting to flip it over and be like, what's your situation? Oh, death. So, yeah, so I don't know about you, but this resonates with me. Letting go, or the ending of a cycle of events so that a new phase can begin. Perhaps you have just quit a job that was very toxic because the bosses were very toxic and really did not think about you whatsoever, even though you loved your job. Perhaps that is what you are letting go of, and you need to move forward, and knowing that this deep change is necessary brings truth, realization, and release. Great opportunities await. So perhaps you got rid of that job and maybe you weren't quite sure what you were doing next. But death, as one tree dies, another tree grows. As one door closes, another one opens. So while you have said goodbye to that horrible, dusty old job or relationship or friendship even, or maybe like you have just moved house, it's a new neighborhood that you're living in, or maybe you're living somewhere new and perhaps you're still holding on to insecurities about where you lived previously. Perhaps it wasn't such a good place for you, maybe because of where you who you were there with or who was around you at that time, whether it be neighbors or other friends that lived close by. So you are letting go of past pain and old ways so that you can embrace the next phase of your life, which this seems like a great card now, but you have your obstacle, which doesn't make it seem so great. But yeah, I think that a lot of people can resonate with the need for change, especially in light of current events. Perhaps there has been a lot of change. Well, there has been change within the way that a lot of things are done. And perhaps this means no commute for you anymore, and you're like, I am so glad that I don't have to sit on the tube every day for an hour. So perhaps it's something like that, or perhaps you are just going back to work or back to studying, and it's just so nice to be around people again for you. So we have change, endings, renewal as our keyword. So we have our change, our new lease on life, our new start, which is our situation. And now we have our obstacle. Oh, 2 major arcana cards in a row. We have the High Priestess. Keywords: wisdom, intuition, decisions, secrets, spirituality. The High Priestess is the female sage, a goddess of knowledge who brings insight, integrity, and wisdom. She's also known as the Papess, the female counterpart of card 5, the Hierophant or Pope. Numbered 2, she symbolizes duality and a link between the conscious and the unconscious mind, and the earthly and spiritual realms. Her open book represents her learning and the pomegranate fruitfulness. Interesting. That is not what the pomegranate symbolizes in Greek myth. So, when this card appears in a reading, it can show a personal desire for guidance and knowledge, particularly if you need to make a major decision. So while you have maybe already changed something about your life recently, like I said, a house move, or just, even just like closing a door on something, this is perhaps your major decision of what to do next. You have perhaps quit your job and you're deciding, should I go back? Should I go and study something? Your desire for knowledge? Or should I, stay in the same field? Should I try something new? So this is your decision. It says, listen to your intuition, yet seek inspiration from older and wiser counsel, male or female. Additional meanings include secrets, the need for privacy, and psychic work. So, psychic work, hey, me reading your tarot. So perhaps, it says additional meanings include secrets. So perhaps, your new beginning, your new relationship, and then the obstacles, perhaps secrets for you. So you have, it has lots of different meanings, so that's very interesting. You have it says one meaning basically, but it can sort of span across multiple facets of your life. So yeah, you have your change, your new beginning, and then we have something, perhaps you're seeking wisdom, you are seeking inspiration, the need for privacy. So maybe in the new relationship that you are having, you're having a hard time adjusting to being open with someone, or even just having a little bit of peace and quiet for yourself. So that's perhaps what the obstacle could be there. Or your personal desire for guidance and knowledge. So perhaps, you quit that job and maybe you're like, okay, well maybe I want to be like a High Priestess, reading and studying. Who knows? I think, well, you will know better than anyone, because you know what your situation is and what this could mean. Our last card is our advice card. What are the odds that we would draw this card twice? If you don't remember, her keywords are hope, energy, creativity, and guidance. Interesting, because her word was guidance also. The star shows a naked woman by water pouring from two pitchers. The stars around her signify imagination and ambition. The water represents creativity and rebirth, symbolized by the number 17. So a new start. What? Also, these are all women. So very interesting. Very interesting either way. If you are, if you identify as female, or if you have a lot of feminine energy, or the opposite. Perhaps you need more feminine energy if you if you don't think that you have a lot. Or perhaps you're a strong woman and you're seeing yourself reflected across these cards. Okay, so a new start and wonderful new energy and opportunities surround you. Fortuitous card for those starting out on projects or relationships, as it indicates a brilliant combination of conscious and unconscious creativity. This is shown on the card by water flowing on the ground and into the pool. Practical level indicates that you feel energized emotionally and physically, ready to make your dreams a reality. So we had change, endings, renewal. Jump to wisdom, intuition, decisions, spirit, secrets or spirituality, and hope, energy, creativity, guidance. I don't know if you remember, but this was also guidance. So this has been very, very interesting. Also, this says make your dreams a reality. We have our seeking new opportunities. We have our death, which was our change, our letting go of past pain and old ways to embrace the next phase of your life. So you are seeking the new opportunities and you're looking for some guidance and wisdom from the High Priestess, which may just be you following your intuition, to this person of hope and energy as well. You feel energized and ready to make your dreams a reality. And then this one's quite interesting, because while I find that these four work harmoniously together, we have a crisis will allow you to look into yourself and make an important revelation. So perhaps that does go along with your Priestess card, and says if you need to make a major decision, is this showing your personal desire for guidance, which is her, so this is your advice card. Your advice is to seek guidance from your obstacle card. Very interesting. So you have your crisis as well. So your crisis comes from whatever the High Priestess. Maybe the crisis is just you're not entirely sure. Your death card. That sounds bad. Your situation card. You have just like left the old dead tree behind. You are embracing change, but you're still not entirely sure what you want to do. Like that goes with your Priestess card. So you have to maybe you left that horrible job. This works for me. Maybe you left that horrible job, and maybe you're like, wow, look at the rest of my life bloom and grow because I have time in my life. But the crisis is, oh no, but how am I going to buy stuff? How am I going to pay my bills? And so that's your crisis. Perhaps you have like left this job and you all of a sudden are like, well, the money situation isn't quite what I thought it was. So you have to look within yourself to decide what you're going to do next. Your desire for guidance and knowledge. perhaps you're going to go back to uni. So if you didn't hear the reading for number 3, because I have told you as a number 1 or a number 2 that my chosen reading was number 3, have it right here, number 3. So if you've just been directed here, these cards fell out for us. So the time is right for seeking new opportunities, and then a crisis will allow you to look into yourself and make an important revelation. And then the first card that revealed itself was this one, which you probably, if you don't know tarot, you've probably stumbled across and been like, oh wow, I'm so glad I didn't get card number 13, Death. Well, it's basically new beginnings, or a time for change. So that is what we have. And we have then the High Priestess, so seeking knowledge and guidance. And then we have the Star, who is giving us hope for the future and showing that we are energized, ready to make our dreams a reality. So it's a fortuitous card for those starting out on projects or relationships. So this is sort of a whole reading. It is, we have our new beginning that we embarked upon, and then we have our need to seek out guidance, or perhaps seek intuition within ourselves. But then we have the, as we have seeked out the guidance and as we have requested help from people older and wiser, we then achieve our dreams and make our dreams a reality. So quite similar to group number 1's really, even though it's 3 entirely different cards, and the only one with 3 major arcana cards. But yeah, very, very fortuitous reading, number 3, which I'm quite happy about, as I said, because I chose number 3 before anything, before doing any shuffling or anything. So yeah, I think that our readings were very good today, and I hope that they are of some help and that they will give you some guidance towards your current situation or any obstacles that you find might be in your way. And if you would like another tarot reading, I always really enjoy these videos, making these videos. So if you would like another one, then please give this video a thumbs up so I know. And, even leave a comment, as I said earlier on in the video, about a spread that you like, or a spread that you have used and you find works well, or even give me a comment below if you find that this reading has massively resonated with you. As if you watch the entirety of 3, then you will know I was like, whoa. So I'm interested to see if it works for you as well. So thank you very much for tuning in. See you on the next one.